Welcome everyone to a canyon called Gorges de Holtzarté in southern France. You can find it not far from Pic d'Ory I climbed in the previous episode of this series. For me, this one-day trip was a short escape from the mountains into the shade of the forest. In this valley, you can find a suspension bridge from 1920. It was built by Italian workers who were employed in the mill in Tardets. It allowed loggers to cross to the other bank and quickly reach the logging sites set up in the surrounding forests. The bridge was damaged by a storm in 2010 and had to be restored. Today, the bridge is a tourist attraction and part of network of footpaths east of the town of Larrau. You can find many places to spend the night in the surrounding area. I spent the night in the Porte de Larrau Pass, from which I continued the next day along the ridge of the Pyrenees towards Pic d'Anie. Between the passes of Porte de Larrau and Col de la Pierre Saint-Martin, you will walk over many green peaks. All the way, you will have a view in all directions, and you will meet significantly fewer people here than on the 2,000-meter peak from which you will continue to move away. The highest peak of this ridge is called Top of the Red Wolf and is reached at the boundary stone number 246. And as you can see, the views are magnificent all the way up the ridge. I reached border stone number 255 on day 123 of my third solo trip through Europe. The wind was blowing so hard that day that when one cow in the herd urinated, it showered 3 other cows nearby. walking through the countryside with endless views in all directions made me fall in love with this part of the Pyrenees. My legs did not hurt. There were no other people around. The flow of unnecessary thoughts stopped, and I realized that I was living my daydream. The sheep you meet on the green slopes of the Pyrenees spend the whole summer in the mountains. It's actually a big event when they bring them here after winter. If you approach the flock quietly and slowly, they will not run away from you. They will continue to graze and gradually look for places where they can cool off during the hot summer months. As the evening approaches, they usually descend into the valley by themselves to get some water and let themselves be milked. When you reach this place, you will clearly see Col de la Pierre St and also Pic d'Anie, which rises like a massive pyramid among the surrounding peaks. I spent the night in this pass. Its interesting feature is the cave of the same name, which I did not visit, but it might entice you for your own trip. The cave was discovered at the end of the 19th century, and the total length of its passages is estimated at 125 kilometers. At the depth of 700 meters, there is the largest cave hall of Larrau, which reaches a ceiling height of 194 meters. And in 2003, a hot air balloon flight took place in it. The ascent to this peak is one of the more challenging, especially if you choose the trail over the top of Le Pourtet. In its surroundings, there is a huge rocky maze, in the dangerous corners of which you can easily get hurt or lost. Following the cairn markings is difficult, often confusing, and if you don't follow it carefully, you might not get to the top as well as back to the pass. I chose the path through the maze, but easier and better marked paths also lead to the top. And even if a few tourists choose to climb to the top when crossing the Pyrenees, this is where you can see that it's really worth it. Welcome to Pic d'Anie. In the next episode, I will take you further along the border to places where you can comfortably sleep and wash, and I will spend the night at a hut where I will learn all about sheep farming in the Pyrenees. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel to support creation of more videos. Thanks for watching and see you next time.